Real quick, before we actually get started with the plants, I just want to let you know kind of what's going on promos wise. Our entire store is going to be 20% off today through Cyber Monday. For these plants, we're also having an additional deal. So basically,
We're stacking deals?
yes, we are. We're going crazy.
Oh.
These deals are so good, they should be illegal. I'm going to give you like the final price of what they're going to be after the deals. But just so you know, they're going to be 50% off what they normally are, plus the extra 20% off on top of that. So the price that I tell you of like what it is now is going to be that like final price that it will be with the 50% off
Miranda,
plus the 20%.
They never let me do deals this good in my live stream. This is an exciting day.
It is.
So you're telling me the plant is going to be 50% off.
Yes.
And then you can take an additional 20% off.
Yes.
Wow. Should we get started?
Yeah. Without further ado, let's get it on the road. Pull them up randomly, so we're really gonna test the knowledge here today.
I opted for a handheld microphone today, and now my hands are a little full. So.
A-okay.
Bear with me here.
It's gonna be a fun time. Okay. So starting off, we've got 3 plants here that are going to be a little bit more of like basics. So if you're getting into plants, if you just want to kind of add some color to your home, these are 3 really awesome options. We've got the Anthurium Rainbow Champion right here. We've got, let me go. Sorry guys, we're figuring it out. The Anthurium Rainbow Champion right here. Really beautiful. I love the dark foliage on them. We've also got the Anthurium Purple. Both of them are Anthurium andrianum as the species. They just have different colored like inflorescence basically. This one is the Aglaonema Ruby Ray. If you are...
Every time that I hear the name Aglaonema Ruby Ray, I think of Rachel Ray. And I just figured no better time than to mention that than now. Rachel Ray, I'm sure, cooks up a mean Thanksgiving dinner.
Yep, delicious tofurkey. I know she's...
No such thing. Sorry, you were saying.
Anyways, the Aglaonema Ruby Ray. This one's really beautiful if you're kind of looking for maybe some of the like poinsettia coloring, but don't have a ton of familiarity with poinsettias, or maybe don't want to get something that's a little bit more seasonal like that. This is a great one to keep all year round. It's going to keep that beautiful color on the leaves here. All of these ones were originally $28 each, and now with those discounts, they're going to be $11.20 each. So really great way to add some color to your home.
Absolute steal. I can even see a little inflorescence happening on here.
Yeah.
Very drought tolerant. Common misconception is that you want to keep them like really moist. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Please don't. What's going to be our next victim? Okay, perfect. So this one right here, we've got the Xanthosoma alba marginata, also called the Mickey Mouse plant or the variegated taro plant. Originally $48, now they're going to be just $19.20. These ones are super duper similar to like alocasia, colocasia, stuff like that, but they have really funky, interesting leaves. They get these like little pockets down here at the leaf tips that I think are really cute.
I absolutely adore the leaf shape on these guys, and they can get quite big over time as well. I feel like I saw a big one somewhere around here.
Nathan's gonna go take a field trip. I would say like to stay pretty moist. They're not gonna like direct sun so much. Definitely indirect light's gonna be good for them. Like I mentioned, they are variegated, so they have kind of that like elbow variegation around the margins. Look at that beauty.
Gorgeous.
That one is not 1920, just this one.
But here you guys can see the potential. I got dirt in my eye.
And check out those funky leaves. They get really rippled too when they get big, which is pretty cool.
Do they produce corms? It looks like these guys might make corms.
Yeah, this one's got a lot going on there.
Something to look into. Maybe dig around in the soil of your Xanthosoma, search for a corm, because this guy has got little sprouts popping up all over.
Everywhere.
Okay.
These ones, definitely keep an eye on them in the summer because they can be pretty prone to spider mites. So just always make sure you're checking. Okay. Excellent. Okay, next up we've got the begonia silver spot. I've heard it called either the begonia maculata silver spot or the begonia olei silver spot. Either way, both referring to this plant. It's going to be an angel wing begonia, so it'll be really similar to the begonia maculata. The leaves tend to be a little more like elongated and pointed. They have kind of less ruffling around the edges. The spots are a little bit smaller, and they also have really, really gorgeous pink blooms on them. This is one that's been really popular lately. I personally love the shape of the leaves. I would say the care is not going to be any more difficult than the regular begonia maculata. These ones were originally 28 bucks, and now with all the discounts, they're going to be $11.20.
$11.20.
That's right.
That's crazy. I absolutely love growing these begonia in the home.
Yes.
They don't require like as much humidity as a lot of people think.
Definitely not. Yeah,
right?
They're definitely on the easier care side of begonia. Also, a really fun thing about these types of begonia, they are so easy to water prop. So if you just chop it below a node, stick it in some water, it'll grow roots so fast. I can't even think of how many times I brought these guys.
Did you mention the blooms? Did you mention those blooms?
Look how pink they are.
These guys are constantly blooming, especially if you're fertilizing them. I don't know if Miranda already said that.
All right, all right. What's our next? Okay, this is such a fun one. We've got the Syngonium Godzilla here. For those of you who have come into the store that I have probably talked your ear off about plants, Syngonium is like my favorite genus, I think, at the moment. This one is really cool. The leaves remind me a lot of the Epipremnum Shangri-La. They're really curled. They've got some of that like white variegation in the middle there.
It's like a Shangri-La mixed with like a Three Kings
Yes,
Syngonium, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they still, if you kind of look closely at the leaves, they still have that like arrowheady shape. That's pretty typical of Syngonium. These ones I would say are definitely gonna like some humidity, so just make sure that you're giving them that. They can adapt to a little bit lower, but in general, humidity is gonna keep them really happy. I would say also, since they've got some white in there, give them pretty good bright indirect light. They can be tolerant of some lower light as well, but bright indirect, best way to go.
That bright light is also going to help maintain that wrinkled foliage, similar to the Shangri-La. You can see like on some of this older growth, when these guys aren't getting quite as much light, they're not going to wrinkle quite like you want to see your Godzilla wrinkle.
Yes.
So, lots of bright light.
Yes, yes, yes. And okay, the price on these guys, they were originally $138, and with the deals we've got going on, they're gonna be $55.20. All right, what do we got going on now?
My pasta.
Really fun one. Sticking with the food theme here for Thanksgiving, we've got the Philodendron pastazanum, also called the pasta. These ones have really beautiful, I'd say pretty heart-shaped green leaves. They tend to get pretty big. These ones are more of like a crawling variety of a philodendron rather than a climbing one. Pretty easy care, I would say. They do appreciate some higher humidity, but definitely not as necessary as some of the other types that we have.
Real. I don't know if we caught that, but my live reaction to the price on these.
Oh, just
That's
you
crazy.
wait. Okay,
That's crazy.
so these ones, they're in 4-inch pots. They were originally $38, and with the discounts we've got going on, they're gonna be $15.20.
Like, let that sink in,
I
folks.
can't believe it.
A beautiful, lush, full, perfect pastazanum in a nice 4-inch pot, approachable size. It'll get much bigger over time, but you've got a little bit of time before it takes over your house,
Definitely.
right? For $15, I mean,
Crazy.
that's real cheap.
That's like lunch.
Yeah, real.
Anyways, Philodendron pastazanum, $15.20.
This just might be a deal I get in on. Okay.
Are you enjoying the shopping?
We're filming. wait, come on in. This is our Thanksgiving special. Thanksgiving special.
We're off the rails today.
Guys, this is our delivery driver, who we are super thankful for.
Yes!
So, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, am I supposed
Cool.
to pose too?
Yeah.
I'm on film, John.
We're keeping it real fun for you today. All right. Next up, we got the philodendron. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I got nervous and I forgot his name. He's very handsome.
All right, on to the next one. We've got the philodendron summer glory. I know summer's over, but this one's really perfect all year round. This one is a cross between the philodendron gloriosum and one of the Macaulay's. I have heard some people say it's the Macaulay's finale red, but I've also heard conflicting information saying that it's just one of the Macaulay varieties.
Oh, the more you know.
The more you know. But anyways, the leaves on this one, I pulled this one because I wanted to show you this new leaf coming off. This one is really, really reddish orange. So when those new leaves come out, they'll come out very reddish orange in color with some pinkish as well. And then they'll eventually harden off to this green. I would say the leaf shape is pretty similar to the gloriosum. Rather than being crawlers like the gloriosum, this one's a little bit more bushy and upright.
Miranda, one thing I always talk about when I'm telling people about Macaulay's finale is how incredibly fast they were able to produce them through the power of tissue culture. I feel like it's okay to be transparent about that, right?
Absolutely.
This is a tissue culture plant. And with that, you can see that there's like really dense growth up in here that you probably wouldn't find if it were grown from a node. So
Definitely.
you're gonna get a really beautiful statement plant from these Macaulay's, Summer
Glory.
Glory.
These Summer Glory.
They were, I'm pretty sure they were patented in 2020. And
Yeah,
so
they're
within
really new.
just 2 years, we were able to see these pushed out and readily available in quite a few different sizes.
Yes.
So.
And just wait. Okay. So these guys were originally $68, and with our sale going on, we've got them for $27.20.
$27.20 for a philodendron that is pretty brand spanking new on the market and puts out some beautiful, beautiful foliage.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I've got another plant for you.
All right. Let's keep them coming. Ooh, okay, this one's a really fun one. All right, next up we've got the Alocasia cuprea Red Secret, named very aptly after copper. This one's pretty coppery. The leaves are pretty coppery when they come out, and then they'll harden off to this like really dark green burgundy purple color. The leaf backs are also, let me see if I can find a good one to show you here. The leaf backs are also like a really dark purple in color. And then you've got really bright green petioles on these guys. So really, really pretty alocasia variety. Jewel alocasia as well. These ones are gonna be in 4-inch pots. They've got a lot going on. Each of these has like around 2 plants, I would say, in each pot. So they were originally $38. And
Originally 38?
yes.
I picked up one of these like a little over a year ago, smaller than this, for 88. So that's
Crazy.
already a great deal. Now give it to me.
Yeah.
What's the sale price?
All right, it's gonna be $15.20.
$15.20.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
$15.20 for a beautiful 4-inch pot of this alocasia
Holy
cuprea.
smokes. Miranda, I am so thankful for these deals. Happy.
That's what I like to hear.
That is so
It
giving.
is giving. These deals are giving.
Absolutely. Okay, Miranda, I love my alocasia, but in the past I've had some problems with pests on them.
Definitely.
What would you recommend for pest treatment on these guys?
Yeah, absolutely. That's an awesome question. With these ones, like the Xanthosoma, the Mickey Mouse plant, they're also really prone to spider mites. So I would say, especially during the summer, making sure that you're treating with either Mitex or Circadian Sunrise, which is a really great insecticide, fungicide that hits all sorts of different pests, is going to be really important.
I think. Okay.
Awesome. All right, even though we are not in the studio at PLHC, we did bring some PLHC plants with us. So to start off, this is John's favorite begonia I have on good faith. This is the Begonia conchifolia. It looks super similar to the Pilea peperomioides, but it is a begonia. It will flower. This one kind of likes to trail, I would say, gets pretty full and bushy. And this one was originally $25, and it's going to be just $10.
I remember the first time we ever brought these into the store, it took us like half the day to figure out what it was. At first, we thought it was a peperomia, then we thought it was a pilea, but it's
neither.
It's neither.
It's a begonia.
It's a real funky begonia.
Yeah.
And maybe we can get like some B-roll close-up on these, but it's pretty common for the new growth to be sporting some variegation, which is really exciting. You can see some here. In our experience growing them out, they don't tend to like maintain that variegation, but it's something exciting and eye-catching when it's first putting out a new leaf.
Yeah. Who doesn't love watching the new leaves come out either? All right, beautiful. All right, starting off, we've got the Philodendron Majestic here. This one's a cross of the Verrucosum and Sauderoy. This one we've had available for $38, and with the discounts, we've got it for $15.20, grown by yours truly here.
I can't believe that we're doing this. I can't believe we're doing this. A lot of these guys have been started from either single leaf or node, and so I do have like an emotional attachment to a lot of them.
Every single one.
Watching them grow and mature has been such a treat. These leaves do get quite a bit bigger quite quickly, especially if you're allowing them to climb. I will warn you though, with that Verrucosum nature of them, they can be a little bit more prone to pests. So keep an eye out once again for spider mites and mealybugs, but they're pretty easy to spot on these leaves in my experience.
Yep.
I love these. I love these.
All right, here's a fun one. We've got the Monstera Adansonii laniata here, again, grown in-house. These guys are really, really fast, vigorous growers, super easy care plant. So for those of you who might be newer to plants or kind of looking to fill up a space in your house or apartment, this one's really, really perfect for that. They're a cultivar of the Adansonii, so the main difference is just kind of like in the fenestration location, the size. These ones were originally $18, and now with all those discounts, it's going to be $7.20 for these.
Talk about giving.
A steal.
I potted these guys up a while back. As I recall, there's like 4 to 5 nodes per pot, so you can see you're getting a really nice, lush 2.5-inch pot. In the past, we've sold them like single strand, but no longer. Now we have them super cheap and super full. Check them out. I absolutely love the finish of these leaves as well. It's a little bit different than your standard Adansonii.
Yes, and these ones are a really great candidate if you're looking to maybe have like a plant on a moss pole or something like that. These ones will absolutely love that. The leaves will get really nice and big on that. And you can see on this one and on a lot of the ones that we have available, they've already got a pretty substantial amount of aerial root growth as well.
While we're on the topic of Adansonii.
Yes. All right. This one's one that we were really selling out a while ago. This one is the regular Monstera Adansonii, but it was taken from a variegated mother plant. They are reverted, but there is a chance that the variegation could come back with enough bright and direct light on these ones.
So a lot of these guys are were started from nodes that had stem variegation or plants that have reverted. We have seen a number of them start to sport variegation while they've been growing out in the store. So it's definitely in the realm of possibility. For
sure. All right, and let me tell you about the price on these ones. These were originally $20, and now with that 50% off plus the additional 20%, it's gonna be $8 for these ones.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. All right. Excellent. Okay, next up we've got the Monstera subpinnata. This one is a really cool Monstera. The leaves tend to be more like palm frond like. That's what I always think of when I see this one. Definitely doesn't look like the traditional like Swiss cheese split plant, which is really cool. So for those of you Monstera collectors, definitely pick this one up. These ones were originally $38, and now with the discounts they're going to be $15.20.
Such a great deal for a little bit more of a uncommon Monstera. I feel like at first glance you definitely wouldn't think this is a Monstera. This is one that I also hold near and dear to my heart. I don't know why, but for a while we stopped growing these. We just didn't have any propagating in our grow area, and one day I said, what the heck?
Ethan said, not anymore.
Not anymore, let's get them going again. And you guys have been loving them.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm super excited that we're offering them at such a great price.
Definitely. Okay, this one is one of my favorite Monstera varieties. Like, no joke, one of my favorites. This one is the Monstera Stanleyana Albo. I love the leaf shape on these. I've heard them described as like butterfly wings. They kind of like are paired, kind of match each other. And they also do have some of that albo variegation. It differs a little bit from plant to plant, but in general can be a little bit smaller, kind of more streaky. These ones, I would say, are going to appreciate some higher humidity, but definitely not super necessary. One thing I have noticed taking care of them is that if you mist them too heavily, their leaves can shed a little bit. And I would also just make sure that you're not letting them dry out too much or get too wet, because the leaves can curl a little bit too.
This is definitely a plant that can be surprisingly a little bit finicky,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to propagating it as well, because it grows and trails so quickly. I think a lot of people that keep these in their home will probably propagate theirs one day. I will
Yes.
warn you, not as easy of a process as you might think.
Yes, these
Now-
ones, very fast growers as well. Sorry, Nathan.
Now, when I think Monstera, I think when a lot of people think Monstera, they're thinking big splits in the leaves, big fenestrations. Do these ever fenestrate?
Not to my knowledge.
They do not.
Not to my knowledge,
fenestrate.
no.
Yeah, definitely a Monstera that keeps some smaller foliage.
Definitely.
It looks so, so beautiful in the home.
Yes. Okay, and for the price on these ones, they were originally $38 for a 2.5-inch pot of them, and they are also going to be $15.20. Are we down to our final two?
Yeah.
Okay, final two. Thanks so much for sticking with us, guys. This is my first time, so
You're killing
Be
it.
fun.
You're doing great.
okay, perfect. So we've got a Scindapsus here to show you. I absolutely love the Scindapsus. It is the Silver Lady. This one's got more of like an elongated, almost like sickle leaf shape as compared to the Exotica, the Jade Satin, some of the more like common Scindapsus types that you would find. The silver patterning is really beautiful on these ones too. The silver coloring can definitely change with light. So just make sure you're not giving them like way too much light and not giving them no light either. That'll, bright and direct light will be the best thing to kind of help maintain that silver coloring on them. Yeah, all right, and let me tell you about the price on these ones too. So they were originally $28, and with the discount, they're gonna be $11.20.
Such a bargain. These guys are also like grown out quite a bit as well. You're not just getting like a single leaf. It's a nice, you got a nice vine going on.
All
Okay.
right, perfect. All right, is this our last one?
Last plant.
Excellent, excellent. All right, last but certainly not least, we've got the Philodendron Splendid here. This one is a cross between the Philodendron melanochrysum and the verrucosum. The melanochrysum is one of my personal favorite philodendrons. I think they are so beautiful. They've got that really nice, like super dark foliage, velvety leaves, really nice kind of almost quilted look to them. And if you stick them on a moss pole, these guys are gonna get really huge leaves as well, if you give them pretty good humidity also.
Definitely a big emphasis on the humidity
Yes.
there. These velvety leaves are a little bit more prone to pests, and if you're not giving your plant the right humidity, it's going to be even more prone to pests.
These ones were originally $68, and now with the sale, they are going to be $27.20.
$27.20 is a great price. This is like the average size of the Philodendron Splendid you could expect to receive. Some of them are a little bit bigger, some of them are a little bit smaller, but all have beautiful foliage grown
And new
in-house.
growth.
Yes.
Lots of them have new growth too. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Happy Thanksgiving Day. From all of us at PLHC,
Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day and that you're spending your holiday with somebody special or doing something that makes you happy.
Or Tofurkey.
Nobody's thankful for Tofurkey. Happy holidays. And after this, oh my God, we can start listening to Christmas music. I'm so excited. Okay.
All right, peace out, guys.
Peace out. Oh wait, one last thing before you go.
We are closed today on Thanksgiving, but we are going to be open Friday and through the rest of the weekend, 10 to 7 for all of your holiday needs.
Merry Christmas!
I'm so big.